YouTube, what's going on? Real quick, I want to update you guys on a couple things before we start this tutorial. Number one, I'll be in New York City this weekend for the Beauty Experience 2020 or BE or IBS New York, whatever you know it for. This is the first time that Tomb 45 is going to be there. We will have a booth. We will have products and classes. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. Number two, we are right around the corner for EWP2 here in Tampa in Clearwater Beach. Make sure you get tickets for that. The link will be below in the description. And number three, I appreciate everyone who came over to my new channel, Bossio Wealth. I'm excited for that channel. It's a channel that's dedicated to building financial freedom, generational wealth, personal finances, stuff that I'm passionate about outside of just the barber industry. If that's something you're looking into, if that's something that interests you, check out that channel. Link will be in the description. With that being said, let's get started with this consultation.
All right. What you getting done, bro?
All right. Low, fade with a drop in it, and maybe just like a 1/4 inch off the top, because it's like damage from bleaching.
Oh, you bleach it?
Yeah, well I did.
Fade, like a mid fade you said, and then drop it?
Kind of a little bit on the lower side.
On the lower side? Okay.
Mid sounds pretty good actually now that you mention it.
I will do like a low to mid or something.
I usually don't do the fade look because my hair likes to stick straight out on the sides. I always felt like it made me look like I had thin hair.
And how do you style your hair?
I normally either like push it all up to the side like I had it, or up and kind of struck by lightning.
Okay.
Because eventually I want to keep the sides short and have the top like a little bit past my eyebrows. Because I get, when it's healthy, there's a lot of curl and wave in it.
What's going on, YouTube? How's everybody doing? Guys, you guys heard the consultation. You heard what he wants. Let's see if we can create the cut that this client was looking for. So we started off with a section here in the front, and that's going to be our traveling guideline for the rest of the cut. We're going to focus here down the middle, do the left side afterwards, the right side, and we're really taking our time doing clean sections, making sure we're using that traveling guideline to keep an even length all the way through. And the shape we're creating is a flat shape, because we are going to build weight on the round of the head and keep everything pretty squared, slightly squared, kind of like beveled. All right, so now we'll go ahead and start to cut our perimeter, which is the longest side here on the side. And notice I'm lifting my fingers up squared. Now, most of the hair that's being cut here is the shape above the parietal ridge. If you notice how I'm grabbing the hair, although my fingers are cutting the side of the head, the focus here is to create that flat squared shape above the parietal ridge. And a lot of you guys are getting it confused, seeing me cutting with my clippers, thinking that I'm recutting the same place that I cut with my shears, when in reality, once you go above the parietal ridge with your clippers, you're really just cutting into the shape you just created with your shear work, but you're not necessarily cutting anything. All right, so at this point, we're gonna go ahead and cross check. My daughter wanted to give me a kiss during the voiceover.
Hello.
Okay, baby. All right, so we're doing the cross check, just making sure everything is even. And this is the last part where we're going ahead and doing block graduation, pulling everything square, because this is the side that's disconnected from the top. All right, so we are done with the top and the perimeter. We're gonna grab our number 2 guard and go ahead to cut. If you notice, again, look, I'm going straight up off the parietal ridge. We're not cutting the shape that we created with our shear work. We're just cutting into it. So this is going to be the foundation of the side. This will be the base, the length. And so we know we're going to be cutting into a number 2. We're going to be doing a ball fade to a number 2. All right, so we'll go ahead and blow dry this real quick. Make sure everything's laying right. And just here, I'm just making sure that the fringe flows into the perimeter. All right, so we're all set. Let's go ahead and put our first initial guideline with the Babyless skeleton FX, balding it out, slightly dropping it to the back, because remember he wanted like a lower to mid fade. And so now we'll go ahead and start the process. We're going with our blade open, and we're gonna go ahead and start to create the next guideline with our number 1 open, and then we'll start fading these sections. So the first section we're gonna fade is that number 2 section, which we created in the beginning of the haircut. Remember, the number 2 is our base, and so right beneath that we're using our 1.5 guard to start to blend out that guideline we created with the 1 open. All right, now we're jumping back to that 1 open, and then we'll start to close it as we go down. So now it's closed. Go ahead and start attacking that guideline we created with our blade open, and then we'll blend down from there. All right, so now we're using the half guard, and now we're really starting to take out that guideline we created with the blade open, and we're using this half guard right beneath the number 1 closed. Once we're done with that, we'll go ahead and start to take out this bottom line by going with no guard, starting with the blade open and closing it as you go down until that bottom line has vanished. And you can see the fade is coming together. Now this is the rough draft. We still gotta line them up and then detail it, but it's coming together. All right, so now let's go ahead and start to cut this side, and we're doing pretty much the same thing with our guideline, running it to the back of the head, making sure it flows all the way through. All right, same steps though. Now we're gonna use the blade open. Next guideline will be the 1 open, and we're gonna do the same steps. So make sure you're following along between the color guide on the bottom left corner here of the screen and watching that green lever on the left side of the clipper so that you know when it's open and when it's closed. Make sure you're following along. I'm super excited, guys. Tomorrow morning I am flying out to New York City. We are going to BE, which used to be IBS New York, for a hair convention. So for everyone who's not scared of the coronavirus and is gonna pull up, man, look forward to seeing you guys. Just do dabs though. No handshakes, please. No, but in all seriousness, man, that coronavirus is no joke. It's been affecting the world, man. You know, prayers go out to everyone, and hopefully we get through this quickly rather than slowly, man, because it seems like it's getting worse as the days go, man. So hopefully you know, doctors and all that can get ahead of this thing, and the coronavirus can become a thing of the past. Alright, so we're using the half guard now, and again blending down, and that's part of why I like blending down. Again, it lets you control the gradients, not go up too high with your fade, and see it come to life as you go. But it's 100% a preference thing. Just because it's easier for you to fade down, for some people it's going to be harder. For some people, you know, everybody's different, and we all cut hair different. I'm starting to get used to people always trying to push their way, their system on everyone. Guys, believe me, there's not one size fits all when it comes to fading. You got to figure out what works best for you. Get creative, start to be competent, understand what you're looking to accomplish with a fade, and then get creative and learn different ways that you can accomplish the same thing and what you're most efficient at. No, not what you're most efficient at. In a way that you're most efficient in. So blade open, starting to close it as we go down. By the time the clipper's all the way closed, that bottom line is gone. And now it's a little confusing in the back, but you're pretty much just doing the same steps. If you notice, we did the blade open, the one open, and now we're starting to blend down with the 1.5 guard, then the one open, then one closed, then the half guard, then the blade open and closed until the bottom line is gone. And guys, I want to show love to everyone who came over to my new channel. All about financial freedom, building wealth. It's not just for barbers. It's for anyone that's trying to leave behind generational wealth and find, you know, their way to financial freedom. And that's what this channel is about. And it's been great. We grew 1,000 subscribers in one day. There's over 3,300 subscribers already. And we got one video uploaded, and I'll be uploading another one tomorrow. So I'm excited for that channel. And if you are part of the Academy, I dropped a video today on the Academy as well. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and start to bring this fade together by putting it in a frame. We are lining it up, making sure the C cup is nice and prominent while trying to keep it as natural as possible. You don't want to push it back too much because you want it to look good to grow. You want it to look good when it grows back a day from now. But I feel like by doing this lineup, it really made that fade pop. And we haven't even detailed it yet. Doing the same thing on this side. And I don't know if you guys are noticing, but I'm using my middle finger a lot of times to keep my hand stable. So I'm just resting kind of my index or my middle finger on the person, just so I have some balance and stability. All right, so now we're gonna go in detail. I'm gonna start off with my number 4, just making sure that transition to the top is there. We're gonna drop down to a number 3, then probably a 2, and then fade down one more time, but not like taking forever. We're going through this quicker than we did the first time fading. And it's just going through, it's almost like cross-checking, right? So same thing here, just drop down to that 1.5 guard, looking, especially in darker areas. We're really taking our time in darker areas. So you'll notice that if I'm working in a specific area for a little while, that's probably because there's a dark spot there that I'm really trying to manage. But watch when we go through this whole process, I feel like the fade, it just stands out. It gets to another level, in my opinion.
Tita, let's get it.
Yeah, so now we're gonna go ahead and use the shaver right beneath that to cap this side off. And it's not enhanced, but that C cup is looking good, in my opinion at least. And we're doing the same thing on this side. Yeah, that's definitely, to me, that's looking way better. That transition there, just by going back and really touching things up and then following it up with the shaver at the end, and everything starts to look much better, in my opinion. But yeah, man, shout out to my model, man. He's a barber, man, and he's from the Tampa Bay area. He's doing amazing things in the industry, and he's definitely passionate, man. He's excited for his future, so it was dope being able to chop it up with him and stuff. So we're gonna cap this haircut off with some Tomb 45 pure powder, and we're just sprinkling a little bit on the top, and we're gonna shake it into the hair. A little bit goes a long way with this product. You don't want to put too much because then it gets really cakey. So you just want a little bit, like you saw, and then we can go ahead and style it, give it a natural, fuller look. And guys, this is the before. Check out the after. Guys, I really appreciate y'all's continued support. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, smash the like button, comment below what you think about the cut, and if you're interested in some finance videos, some personal finance and wealth videos, definitely check out my new channel. Link will be in the description below. I'll see you guys on the next video.